Avril Lavigne, thank you so much for connecting with us, meeting with us. I want to congratulate you on Bite Me. I mean, let's just jump right into it, because when we were first played the song by Jamie, actually, he didn't tell us who it was. And so Kate and I were really excited because he was so pumped to be playing us this new song. And so as soon as the song kicked in, Kate's like, that's Avril, like, no doubt. So
said, like, so under my breath, I was like, that's Avril.
You know, true form, fight form, like boxing gloves on and ready to go.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about this album and all the songs. Like, I'm like in a good place in my life, but it's like a lot of like reflecting back like on love and like sort of what I've been through, but it's also like a lot of female empowerment anthems. It's about like knowing your worth and sort of knowing when it's time to walk away. And yeah, like the record is like, it has like a pop punk vibe, pop rock, and it's very just like a lot of electric guitars and live drums. And I made this album with some really cool people like Travis Barker, John Feldman from Goldfinger, and Modson, and I collaborated with MGK, and I have a whole bunch of other really dope features. So it was like during the pandemic, something I was able to really focus on was my music and writing, and just like went into this with all these like dope collaborators and made a really fun record.
Is this like a new era for you, would you say?
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like me and it's like the kind of music I've done, but I've also really feel like I've made like all my albums have been quite diverse. Like even like the first record, Let Go, you know, like there's songs like Skater Boy, which is like pop punk inspired, and then there are songs like I'm With You, which is like a very heartfelt, emotional, like in-depth ballad. And so like throughout my career, I've, you know, every album sort of represents like my life at the time with my like songwriting and where I'm sort of at musically. And like my last album was like super deep, super personal, but it was also like a heavy record. And that was like what I was going through at the time. And with this album, like I was saying, like it's a feel good, it's a light record. I'm in a good place, even though it's still about my life. But, and like I'm talking about like my ups and downs in love. But the album is super fun, and like I'm so excited for the tour. Like I have a tour next year, this upcoming year, and just to get back out there and play songs live. And I know like this is the stuff, these are the songs like during my shows that like are so much fun. But again, I do like to switch it up a bit and have ballads in the set and break it up. And but yeah, this is gonna be a fun one live.
You have a glow about you when you're talking about the new album and the new music, and I think that's exciting. I think that everybody is feeling that for sure. But what is it like to kind of get back in the ring and collab with, well, Travis Barker, who's basically, I think, bringing this sound just back to life and, you know, letting everybody kind of relive the Y2K era and that sound. It's so awesome. And I think it's just what we all needed, that sort of happiness coming out of 2020, you know?
I know. Like, I feel like it's really exciting in music right now. Like, it's great to hear this type of music coming back. It was like, you know, a soundtrack to like our youth. Like I listened to bands like Blink-182 and The Offspring and Green Day in high school for me. And it's cool to see like people rediscovering this genre, and like the new artists collaborating with like artists who've been around for a while. Yeah, so working with someone like Travis is like, it's awesome. It's like, you know, I literally listened to Blink in high school. So, but I've known Travis for like 15 years. We've worked together. We worked together on my album, The Best Damn Thing. And so, yeah, just connecting with him. I signed to his record label, DTA Records, and we have this project together. And I worked with like a lot of cool artists and collaborators on the whole project. But yeah, it's just been like a lot of fun.
One thing that we talk about a lot, and we've heard it already with Bite Me, and I can't wait to hear more from the album. We get told a lot that there's no guitar anymore, or no guitar like in alt and stuff like that. What's your response to that? Because you hear people like you and you're like, okay, so that's a lie. So what is your response like when people say that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like some people are like, music's weird, and like it, like when you're making a record with like a major label, sometimes like I've had like a few albums ago, it was like, okay, so radio will not play guitars anymore. So it's like there's this fine line of like, do I just make the music I want, or like you work with producers who can figure out how to like have the sound be like current, which is like pull all the guitars out, pull all the live drums out. And like I've had to go through that like during like the past 20 years of my career. Like and now I'm at a place where with this album, I was like, let's just make an alternative record from front to back. Like, screw everyone. Like, this is the record I've always wanted to make. And there's like heavy guitars throughout the entire record and live drums. Travis is playing drums on like half the album. John Feldman he's playing guitar, and he's awesome. Like, I feel like he's like one of my favorite guitar players, because like his guitar playing like style and like how heavy the guitar is so up my alley. It's what I love. So when I was working on this album, I felt like everyone I was working with, like I felt like we all had like the same style and taste and vibe, and kind of like come from the same type of like background, and we all just sort of like complemented each other, and it was just like easy. And yeah, so there's like the album's full of live guitars, or distorted guitar, electric guitars, and live drums.
Good.
That's what we like to hear.
I agree.
There's like so many young artists too that were obviously influenced by you, Avril, and one you collaborated with, Willow. So I think we do have like a younger generation that's coming up and bringing all of that back as well. The attitude is there. So it's not just about the sound, it's the lyrics, the attitude, and specifically, I think a lot of young female artists. So thank you for that. And I think you, just coming back out and saying, here I am, here's some badass music. I think it's just going to keep it going and keep it rolling. So with that, what are some young artists right now that you're digging?
Yeah, and like I'm really loving what Willow's doing musically right now, and I'm a huge fan. And her and I got to do I recorded a song called "Grow" with her and shot a music video, and like that's fun for me, like seeing like someone up and coming, like another female entering this genre, and she hit me up, was like, I'm a huge fan. She loved the album, The Best Damn Thing. And she was like, I would die if you would sing on the song. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, so I was really stoked for her and the stuff and her music. And I can't wait to see just like where she goes. And she's taking it out on tour now. And to, just like to watch her doing what she's doing right now. I'm like super supportive. I think she's awesome.
I think she's awesome too. I think, like I said, I mean, when I see her perform, it does remind me a lot of you. I just think you've had that major influence on so many female artists right now.
Is there anything on the flip side of that you learn from working with like an up and coming artist?
Honestly, it's like, it's been cool to meet these younger artists and to work with them too, or people who are entering the genre, because like, they like are very like, it's weird. It's like, I feel like I'm still young, but I've been doing this for 20 years, but it's like, it's nice to see other people look up to me. It's like cool, and that like appreciating like my musical journey and like where I'm at now too. Like it feels really great.
It's crazy that we're going into 2022, and Kate actually brought this up. You're facing like a major anniversary, and you're going to be on the road. There's so much going on for 2022. So take us through that before we wrap things up. Like, what are you looking forward to? And of course, like I said, a major anniversary.
Yeah, I think 2022 is going to be a really special year. I have a lot to look forward to. And I'm putting out my record in February and going on tour and celebrating the 20th anniversary in the summer for my first album. So just coming up on an album cycle and like shooting videos and doing performances and just like working with like new people, like a lot of fresh energy around me. I'm just super excited to just be, and I feel really grateful and lucky to still be here today and making music. And the fans have been just super supportive throughout the years, and so I feel very blessed.
I can't wait to hear more. It's wild. Like, how does it feel to go into this 20th anniversary almost kind of in a new era for yourself?
It's like I was saying, it's like crazy. Like it feels like, okay, yeah, it's been a long career, but like 20 years to like hear that's kind of gnarly. But I'm still here making music and loving it, and I'm super pumped for this new record.
It is crazy. It's been 20 years. Like, I remember I have this very vivid memory of being with all my friends in like my friend's mom's Suburban, and she was driving us back from like a birthday party, and we were just screaming Complicated, just screaming. It's this very vivid memory I have of that.
But isn't it funny how like when you think of a song, you can like when I think of like Offspring, I think of like one of my classes in high school, and you're like, when you think of Complicated, you're like back in mom's or whatever.
And I can still picture it, and because of that song, it's crazy. And so it's really, really just like really exciting to first of all talk to you today and get all this and hear Bite Me on the radio. It's so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we want to let you know that we're amping up Bite Me. Now our listeners are going to be hearing it a shitload. Like, it's just going to be on constantly. So we love it, and we're ready to pump it out. So we're amping it up.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for jumping on with us. Again, we can't wait for the new album out in February and to see you on the road.
Awesome. Well, I hope to see you guys out there on the road.
Yeah, we will. Thanks, Avril. Have a good one.
Thank you.